Hello and welcome everyone to another lesson in deep magic. How are you doing tonight, chat? Look at this guy. Look at him. Just look at him. Look at his face. This is what I have to deal with. This is, to be fair, this is how my cast spoils me every week. Look at him.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hold on, it is messing with your green screen a little bit. I need to turn you down. But yeah, Noir is going all out for today's episode in Lessons in Deep Magic. And I couldn't help but stare at him the whole fucking time because, yeah, things got dark last week. I'm Lydia. I'm Half-Assed Hermit. I'm your GM today, and I have the absolute pleasure to work with these people here who have put so much love, so much effort, so much blood, and I surely hope it is fake blood into their characters. You will notice we are down a Colin right now. He will join us later, but he got held up by bureaucracy and we have a riot planned later. Little bit of anarchy has never really done anything bad for anyone. So if you want to join us, down with the bourgeoisie, that's going to be it. He called himself a bloodfish last episode, Planet Buster. You are absolutely correct. And he is. We're going to go through our characters, introduce who they are, what they do, what classes, and what their journey so far is. I might be playing Colin real quick when that happens at the end, and then we'll quickly hop on into our episode with Lessons in Deep Magic. Noir, would you like to start? Because I'm sure everyone is eager to hear why, how, whomst, and wherefore.
That's a lot of questions. Hi, I'm Noir. Sorry, I just saw myself in the reflection. I'm all like, hi, and I look like this. Anyway, hi, I'm Noir. I'm playing Lorenzo, the Dampier, who is a paladin. Actually, he took the Oath of Thunder, and right now he's finding himself in a little bit of a. I was gonna say a pickle, but a little bit of a situation here. You see, he's got a little. He enjoys blood a little bit, and he just found a river of it. So that might create some complications. But yeah, that's the henceforth and wherefore thou art, brother. Anyway, yeah, that's all my answers.
Pickle, are you in one as well? In one of those?
I'm in a Lorenzo, it seems like, I guess. If that's the game we're playing. I was really hoping you'd say you were in a pickle. But yes, hello everybody. I'm Draku. I'm playing Pickled Fish, who is a rat folk. She is a chaos wizard. So that just means chaos. I love it. I love some good old chaos. And yeah, everything leading up to now, she's not been doing too hot. Last episode, I failed 3 saves for my stress. So we're gonna see the culmination of that today, I think. I'm terrified. This should be great.
The good news is that the Chaos Chorus from over on Encounter Roleplay has granted you an auto crit. I'm not going to call it pity crit, even though I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it is. But that little heart there is from you to each one of our players.
I thought you were winning last I checked. Wow.
I thought so too, and then they turned it around. Thanks.
Call it a love crit.
Sure. I'm a little bit salty about it, but here we are. And Phoebe, our bestest, mooniest cleric. What about you?
Hello, it's me. I'm Savvy, and I'm playing Phoebe, the cleric of the moon and prophet-ish of Sarastra, goddess of night and magic and a lot of other things. Phoebe, does anyone really ever know how Phoebe is doing? Is a question I would ask everyone. She's also been through a lot, I would say, the past few days. Most recently, she dove willingly into a river of blood to pull Bastian out, keep him from dying, and got pretty close to dying herself. So she's also covered in blood and not doing so great right now. She raised her voice, I think, for the first time in her life also last time, which was terrifying for everyone, including me. So if that's any sort of insight into how she's doing, she's a little stressed, I would say, but trying not to show it.
And just in time, my god, what timing. We are having our Bastian, our bard, back, who was struck by bureaucracy today and has deserved that. Not the struck by bureaucracy, the sip of, I'm sure, of juice. Would you like to do a quick introduction of Bastian, what he's been up to, where he is now mentally, and why he needs a break? Oh. We cannot hear you, Colin. He might have to restart that. Alright, then I will give you a very quick episode summary while we are doing that. Hopefully he'll come back in voice to give us his own take on it, which might just be screaming, to be fair, right now. We have had our four lovely people starting many moons ago in Zobek, in the Arcane Collegium, where things went, I think fucky is the technical term. After a magical explosion of sorts, they were catapulted into the Shadow Realm, where they had all sorts of adventures, with bureaucracy in this case as well, prompting the sweetest of our party to go full Karen. We had a bard battle, and we had some deals with people in the Shadow Realm, which is always a good funny thing when you offer them a favor. Lorenzo, not saying this was the beginning of your end, but you know, it was certainly a thing. Lorenzo managed to drain someone trying to make up for his favor, to make good on his favor, which, you know, once you
win
pop,
some,
you
you
never
lose
stop.
some.
Is that how it goes?
Are people Pringles now?
Apparently they are. Apparently they are. So, yeah, he decided to, and I'm making this your decision because it was, you didn't have to kill him. He decided to drain a guardsman and got a taste for blood. Unfortunately, on their way out, after meeting with Bastian's sister, Katrine, who provided them with a way out, they didn't quite realize that the border control would be quite so harsh, especially when it comes to murder. Lorenzo was not just giving a fake name, he also didn't quite realize that they would do a little bit of a brain scan to make sure nobody was fleeing the Shadow Realm unduly, and naturally he was doing just that. So after a wild goose chase, we ended up in the Plane of Undeath, Evermaw it is called, where, Colin, do we have you back?
I don't know, do you?
Yes, we have. Our Bastian,
Hi.
Phoebe, Lorenzo, and Pickled Fish are all standing at the shores of the Mother River, the Blood River. So how is Bastian doing right now? What is he? What class? What race are you playing, Colin?
Bastion's a Shadow Fae, word singer bard. And he is just about as beat as Colin is right now. And that's saying quite a bit. His homeboy's fallen off the wagon pretty hard over here, so that's an issue. We're in the shittiest place. I mean, where the undead go to die is a pretty atrocious description for any place. So, not happy about present circumstances and location. Really not happy about Lorenzo going off on his tizzy here. And really, basically, since the same feeling he's had since the very beginning, he just wants to go home. But everything seems to be getting in the way. That's where he's at.
Yeah. So we begin with our 4 friends at the shores of the Mother River. Well, no, 3 friends at the shores of the Mother River. One of them deep within, diving like the aforementioned bloodfish, having the time of his life, drinking just blood that has never felt tasted. So pure, so nice, so satisfying, so filling, and you are getting incredibly full at this point. No, Lorenzo, you are feeling your stomach stretching. You are feeling something within you trying to tell you to stop, trying to tell you to surface. You can breathe within that river, but it's becoming, it's pressure almost from all sides. You see the bodies writhing. You see the bodies swimming, drinking next to you, underneath you, above you. You start to lose all sense of what is up, what is down, because it doesn't really matter, does it?
No.
And you feel something tingling. You feel almost, it's pain. Yes, you're certain it's pain finally pushing through that sensation of pure bliss. It's on your hand, on your finger, and when you look down, you see your own bloated hand. It's hard to really make out in that dark, red, misty water, but you see your fingers have swollen and are almost black. The ring that you found in Coromel, the City of Lanterns, the ring of the Storm Riders, it is glowing bright blue. And when you look up in the distance, through that murky red water, blood, you see a beam pushing down. And you recognize that beam as Phoebe's moonbeam.
There is a moment where it clicks that is Phoebe, and if she's doing that, then I've been down here for some time, but surely a little bit longer couldn't. And then, like, right when he starts to try and justify that, he sees the ring. And he starts to try and surface, not to leave the river, but just bob his head to show that he's okay.
The emphasis here is on the word try, because as you start to swim up, you feel something grasp your ankle. Long nails digging into your flesh, and when you look down, you see almost something it looks like yourself in that very first moment. The long canines, the long teeth, bare, grinning as the one bright white light down in the darkness, then eyes, then a sunken face, flesh almost stripped from the cheeks, from the forehead, but the limbs strangely bloated at the same time. A creature trying to hold you back, smiling at you as if it were doing you a favor. Another creature, long ears half torn, hair half fallen out, a little bit of tufts waving in the bloody water, also clawing, digging its nails into you. From above you, someone is pushing you down. What do you do?
He's going to start to panic, and he's trying to fight against them, and it's not taking, and he's just, I think right now he's just panicked and trying to call for help from anybody he could think of. He's just, Phoebe, help, Pickled, help, and then I think it just kind of builds up until he's just, Rumble, help.
You think back of that time at the shore after the storm.
I meant you two bastard. Shut up. I'm sorry.
When you woke up after your whole life came crashing down, went up in wind, thunder, lightning, a hurricane of divine proportions. And you think back of that very first friend of yours in your time of need, so far away from any of your friends. Rumble, the horse that was curious about your figure at the shores, sniffing, licking your face, the horse that you tamed to take you to any place of civilization, that horse that you had to leave behind when you were catapulted through the plains. And the ring on your finger is no longer just tingling, it's crackling with power, with that very same divine energy as a lightning flashes. And you guys see that from the shore, a bright light deep below, suddenly flashing. And Rumble, but not Rumble. You can feel him, you can feel his energy forming, shaping, taking the shape of a steed. But it's lightning, pure energy, and your hands grasp around its lightning mane. Your other hand, the one that an undead creature is still attached to, you push it off. You hold his flank, and he starts to take you up, 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 and you break through the surface.
He's just going to flop onto Rumble and say, please get me to shore.
You guys see a creature made of light, horse-shaped vaguely, but definitely not from this earth, not from this world or any other you're familiar with. And half gliding, half swimming, half flying. On its back, there's Lorenzo, covered in blood. It takes him to the shore and dissipates. The ring on his finger still lightly glowing. You'll have your Dampier back.
Was it, by all appearances to us on the shore, obviously spectral Rumble? We could recognize that horse?
You would recognize that horse, yes. I will say he has a very, very distinct markings that struck
even in
you
ghost
as
form,
a little bit familiar. Yeah.
Bastion looks to Phoebe and says, "What sort of moonbeam was that you used? It's never done that before."
I don't know. Honestly, I'm shocked.
Pickle, meanwhile, she is
Go ahead.
scrambling across. Yeah, she's scrambling immediately to Lorenzo while y'all are talking. She's just stumbling across all these bones to get to him.
Pickle,
Lorenzo! Yeah, Bastion, it's Lorenzo! We have to help him!
I know it's Pickle. Maybe
Yes.
give him some space.
But Lorenzo!
Pickle, please. And
She's like wringing her hands, just
Bastion looks to
Lorenzo.
Phoebe and gestures that they should approach him, but he just kind of says we should use caution.
Yeah. I'll make sure he's okay.
When Lorenzo
Starts
opens
to
his
approach him kind of
eyes,
slowly.
from what you once knew as bright blue, a blue that had been dulled throughout the last 2 days, darker. You thought at first maybe it was just the stress of it all. There's no mistaking this for stress. They are bright red.
Can you hear me, Enzo?
Yes.
That river nearly killed me. You seem to have thrived.
For a time. It decided it wanted to keep me.
It decided. The river decided that. You had nothing to do with it.
We decided together.
That's more like it. Are you well? Do you need healing?
He looks at some of the wounds that he got from the guard, and you can see that they've all healed up. No. I feel stronger than I have in some time.
Is that how you feel?
Physically. Yes. How long was I down there?
I honestly
While.
don't know, Enzo. I lost a bit of time when I nearly drowned.
I wanted to save you, I think.
That is the least committal thing I've ever heard a living person say, an undead especially. Should put your damn clothes on.
He doesn't even realize that he's naked. He just looks down. I suppose you're
Yeah.
right.
I'll get them for you. He walks over to Lorenzo's clothes to bundle them up and reaches in the pocket while he's at it to try to swipe that vial out of there.
I will say we're doing the contested perception versus sleight of hand.
Okay.
Lorenzo, roll with disadvantage. You are not the most perceptive right now.
That is absolutely fair.
I have a 19.
Perception. Am I even good at perception? Oh, 1 second.
You got that wisdom, right? You're a paladin.
No, they're charisma based, but
Yeah,
Oh,
charisma.
Jeez, I don't know shit about paladins, apparently.
what about Lorenzo's acts lately have given you the idea that there's any wisdom in them?
Oh no, you beat me. I don't catch it.
All right. Sebastian just picks up his clothes and then just reaches into the pocket and just quickly pockets it into his own jacket.
No problem there. Lorenzo doesn't notice a thing.
And he does, though, when he comes to Lorenzo's side, he kneels down next to Lorenzo, where he's where Lorenzo's sitting on the ground, and kneels down and kind of like places his clothes gently in front of him. It's not like throwing him at him or anything, but just places them down and says, "Do you need anything else? You're not hurt. Is there anything we can do for you now?"
I don't believe so, no.
I don't believe so either. And he just stands up and looks at Lorenzo sort of expectantly, like, go on. Clean yourself up, kid.
Lorenzo just wraps himself in his cloak, and for the first time he kind of scans the area, seeing the looks of all his friends.
You see Phoebe's neutral face, a slight disapproving eyebrow, and you see Pickle nervously fidgeting and a little fearful.
None of you have cause to fear or be concerned about my intentions toward you. I would never.
I'm sorry, is that what you think the problem is? That's what you think this face means? That I'm worried you're going to bite me? Is that really what you think?
With your kind, it's either fear or hatred.
My kind.
Lorenzo, we're not afraid of you. We're afraid for you.
Thank you, Phoebe. Well put.
I am well. There's no need to be afraid. He finally, leans back a little bit. He's still... It's not that he's tired, it's more like a drunken haze that he's in. It's just... the euphoria is still there, and he's only partially cognizant of everyone around him.
How can we
There
trust
is-
you to give us that answer?
There is a smile on his face, despite everything he says. That is unsettling.
He's well. Bastion kind of takes a deep breath and cracks his knuckles the way he does when he's pissed. And just kind of flexes his fretting hand and... Yeah, you know what? Someone else talk to him. I think I'm done here. Pickle,
So it's...
you take the lead on this one.
So it's hatred, then.
It's not hatred, Lorenzo. We're just scared for you. This isn't. You're not like this. What's going on? You've never acted like this before. It's frightening. And this place is horrible. We should be trying to get out of here, and you want to go swimming. Why are we here? Why can't we all just leave? Why?
As Pickle's talking, Bastion walks away. Just needs at least 50 yards between him and Lorenzo right now.
Oh, Pickle. I don't know why we are here. I don't know how we got here, but I do feel that I've been destined to end up here.
So that's just it then. We leave you here? Is that what you want? But we're friends. Why would you want to stay here? We have to get out of here. This isn't you, Lorenzo.
And Pickle digs into a pocket, and she actually pulls out the little gift that she had gotten for Lorenzo. And she kind of holds it up and looks at it, and kind of looks at him again. And the whole reason she had gotten it was to match his eyes, was to really just compliment. She loved looking at his eyes. They were just shiny and beautiful, and now, like, looking at him, she is honestly frightened of him, and she feels bad for it, but she can't help it. And she takes the little trinket and just kind of inches forward and just sets it down with the rest of his clothes that he hadn't picked up yet.
And it matched your eyes. And if you really want to stay here, then at least remember us by that. But this isn't you.
This is me, Pickle. This is who I've been attempting to tell you all that I am. This is what it is to be Dampier. But I give you my word, Pickle. I will do everything in my power to see you, Phoebe, and Bastion free of this place. I don't lie, Pickle. You have my word.
So this is you. And this is it. Am I hearing you correctly?
If you could spin forever past in the moonlight, free of all concerns, free of all doubt, would you?
I would still be my own person while I was doing it.
Am I not still Lorenzo?
No, you're whatever you think you're supposed to be, I guess. What's it like living your entire life and having no one ever tell you that you're full of shit?
In the early days, it was pleasant, though I would often lie and tell you that it was not. Anyone that would deign to question me quickly found themselves on the raw end of my fangs. The place that they're supposed to be.
Do you really believe that?
No. But it made for a comfortable life. He gets up and he starts to put his clothes on.
You put them on until you reach that brooch. The cloak brooch. That has this beautiful moonstone inlay, bright blue.
He puts it in his pocket. I feel as though it is necessary for me to apologize. I am sorry if I worried you.
None of us want to hear apologies you don't mean.
I am sorry for the way that you feel.
That's worse.
That is the truth.
Would you like to hear our truth?
Yes.
You're our friend. And we love you. And we care about you. And whatever this is, we'll find a way to help you. And we don't care if you want us to.
It's not that I don't want your help, Phoebe. I see no need for it.
And your eyes are the purest and clearest?
We need to find a way to get you all home.
You're coming with us.
I disagree, but that's a matter that we can settle later.
You can't disagree with facts. So, where are we going?
He takes a deep breath. And this is kind of the first time that he's actually breathed since he's come on shore. Usually he tries to make sure he keeps a rhythm to keep up appearances, but it's just all of the old mannerisms are just gone now. And he goes, well, I'd imagine that we need to keep away from the river for a time. We will need Bastion's assistance, though I don't know that he has the capacity to work with me currently.
You've spent our entire time here tearing him down, and I would say underestimating him. I'll go get him. I'm gonna walk off, go get him.
And as Phoebe walks off, Pickle will actually now take a couple of steps back and still just kind of be sitting there wringing her hands. But she's not as close as she was now that Phoebe's not there.
I will say you notice that, Lorenzo. It is hard not to. She can barely look
He's
at
still just smiling.
The taste is still in your mouth. But it's fading. You're losing that beautiful taste. Your gaze is wandering back to the river. It's right there. You have some empty vials and bottles, and you could maybe take some back with you wherever you're going next, or have just another quick sip, another quick swim.
He's just patting the pockets that has his flasks and his water skins, and he's like frantically kind of tapping on it and looking at the river.
There's some empty skins in there. You could fill that up. Would last you a good day, maybe. While Phoebe and Bastian are a little bit away, Pickle's not looking at you.
Yeah, especially if like he's just gonna. I mean, he's not even gonna try and be stealthy about it. It's just like, this is mine, so I'm just gonna take more of what's mine, and he's just gonna walk just to the water's edge.
Pickle,
Just
you notice
fill up.
Lorenzo walking back to the river, filling up a water skin.
Lorenzo, I don't really think you need more.
It's just for later, Pickle. I can't keep going to the produce section and buying that filth they sell there. It'll be fine, Pickle.
And she like looks frantically for where Phoebe and Bastion are at this point.
You look back, Phoebe and Bastion. Do you want to have a conversation before you notice this, or do you want to notice this
sure.
right away?
Yeah,
Cool.
let's talk first. Bastion is kind of like arms crossed, walking in circles, looking up at the whatever weird fucking sky. I don't recall your description of the sky, but I'm sure it's very odd here. Alternating between just deep huffing breaths and just kind of rolling his eyes and just squinting hard and trying to think of what he's going to do about his best friend. And kind of at a loss when he sees Phoebe approaching, and he doesn't really break his demeanor as she approaches. He just keeps his arm folded, shoulders kind of tucked in, and rocks a bit. And as Phoebe approaches, he says, "I heard all of that, and it is everything I can do right now to not punch him square in the jaw."
I tried. He's never been so averse to listening to me.
Well,
I'm
you give
sorry.
good advice. It's not your fault.
It's my fault we're here.
It's true, but it's not. Accidents happen, but it's not this place's fault that he's acting like this. It started long before we got here.
I meant what I said. Even if we have to knock him out, tie him up. I know a couple of spells. He's coming with us.
So do I. And I think I know what I can do. But he really might not like it. And right now, I don't know what that means. I don't know how he'll react. He might hurt me. I can't say for sure.
No, you won't. I won't let him.
I believe you. This is going to get a little ugly. Just so you know. But I think he needs to hear... I think he needs to hear the hard truth. Better yet, he needs to see it. This might be a bit unpleasant. But I think it's the way to bring him back. Our Lorenzo, not whatever the hell this is.
I'll support you.
Before I go over there, I promise you, we will talk later. I meant it when I said it. Okay.
You turn around, ready to head back, and you see Lorenzo at the shore of the river, both feet in blood lapping up against his leather boots, kneeling down. Pickle still keeping in a safe distance away from the liquid, trying to talk to him, more nervous than ever before. Turning around to you two, frantically waving at you to come.
As soon as he sees Lorenzo knelt down at the river and Pickle gesturing, he storms off in Lorenzo's direction. Man on a mission, stomping against the ground, fuming with anger. Phoebe, you've probably never seen Bastion like that before. He's not a guy that loses his cool that well. He gets emotional, but he doesn't get angry, and he is angry right now as he walks over toward Lorenzo.
And I'm following very close behind, in that case.
As he walks toward, he says, "Get away from him, Pickle. Enzo, if you want it so badly, why don't you come get it right here?" Typo Shadow Fae.
As tempting as that is, I have the rare treat of having found something a little bit more fulfilling.
Oh, come on. You love it from the source, don't you? Don't you like it when you can hear their heartbeats slow, when you can see the life leave their eyes? Isn't that your favorite thing? I mean, I hear you did it just recently. Isn't that more just kind of your I mean, this is just... What is this? This is just a river of blood. Why not really indulge yourself, you know? Hey, you're on vacation, right? You're not home. Why not just go ham? Hmm?
You've heard I've done it recently.
I did, yes. And I have to tell you, the most disappointing thing is not that you did it, it's that I wasn't fucking surprised to hear about it.
You are aware that I know you're a Dampier. I believe those were your words. So no, I'm not surprised that you weren't surprised to hear it. It is my nature.
It is my nature.
And besides, you know exactly why I would go to any lengths to make sure that Phoebe's protected. Consider it the gesture of a good friend.
I will not. You expect me to thank you? You out of your damn mind? How deluded have you become in just a few short days? I heard you just a moment ago. You actually have the Dampier balls to sit here and say that you never lie. Get over yourself, Oathbreaker.
I am many things, Bastion. A murderer, perhaps. But an oathbreaker. Never.
What exactly were the words of your oath, Enzo? Or would you prefer your full title, Lorenzo Van Sebastian? What were the words of your oath, and have you kept to them?
Careful, Bastion. Careful. I know my oath.
And yet you won't share it. Have you kept to the black letter? Have you kept to the... Did you find some sort of wiggle room between the clauses where what you've been doing for the last several days is acceptable?
I gave.
Is that
my
how you
word
sleep
to
at night?
I gave my word to the storm. I had not known that you've become the storm that I should answer to.
That's very cute. That's very, very cute. Simply because I'm not your mythical arbiter, you refuse to answer to me, your friend.
I will answer to you what is due from friendship. My oath is not a part of that.
No, see, that's where you're precisely wrong. And I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. You only learned that friends were a thing yesterday, evidently. But let me tell you what, your oath actually is very much my concern, because I care about you, as does Phoebe, as does Pickle. You maintaining the oath that you swore is what keeps you well and keeps you alive. And keeps you sane. And keeps you the man that we all love. So, as much as you'd like to say that it's none of my concern, you can go fuck yourself, because it very much is my concern.
I'm
You
sorry.
have been living like a sailor on shore leave ever since we left the college. Do you think, is this just a simple matter of the cat's away and the dog will play? We are away from home and all of a sudden you think all of the restrictions are off of you? Is that what it is? You've certainly been having quite a bit of fun, and I was able to look the other way for quite a while when you were buying vials of blood, when you were eating gnome bits on the balcony of our hotel room. I thought you were just scratching an itch very well. But this? You're becoming everything you swore you wouldn't be. Off of some twisted notion that this is what a Dampier is. Fuck off with that. You were always telling me not to be not to be so beholden to my Shadowfae ancestry. Where the hell do you get off?
What a thing to be lectured about hypocrisy from a master.
Oh, go on. Finish your thought. I want to hear it all. Let's get all the unfiltered Lorenzo out. I'm really enjoying his company.
In the low roads, you begged me, you pleaded. Don't trade your memories, Lorenzo. That's not the path forward, Lorenzo. We don't do that, Lorenzo. I have lived nightmares, the kind that would keep you awake for eternity, and I bear them. But you, a loss in front of your girlfriend, and you trade that word away.
Come closer and say that.
Careful, Bastion. Careful.
What did I just say? As my girlfriend would say, did I stutter?
It was cuter when she said it. I don't want this to go where it's going, Bastion.
Bring those fucking glowing red eyes of yours to me. If you're going to talk to me the way you are, you're going to look me square in the eye as you do it.
You can see that he's wants to accept the challenge, but also the water skin isn't filled yet. So, like, you can see that there's a part of him that's ready to go at you, but he just.
The water
does
skin
baby
has
need
been
another bottle?
overflowing, has been overflowing with blood for the last 2 minutes. And
You
you
need
hear
some
the
of
Mother
Mother's
River.
milk.
You hear the Mother River in your mind. My sweet, my child, don't let them come between us. The voice is strangely familiar, by the way.
Bastion.
The same voice that once taught you about what Vardasign demands. The Mother River.
Bastion, let me help you. Phoebe and Pickled, leave. We don't have to do this.
I'm waiting. And I will wait for as long as it takes. Even if you have to fill up several of your little baby bottles full of water, full of blood, I will wait here until you are satiated.
He puts the water skin on his belt. And he gets up. And he slowly starts to walk towards Bastion.
As Lorenzo's walking toward him, Bastion says, "You've seen nightmares? You've lived through atrocities? It's very impressive. I did tell you and I meant it. The strongest man I know. Resilient, unbreakable, unkillable, undead as it is. I admire you greatly. I always have. But if you think, for a moment, that you can keep surviving nightmare after nightmare, if you think that you can follow this addiction of yours all the way down to the bottom of the river, you are dead wrong. And I intend to show you." And as Lorenzo gets close, Bastion's gonna slap him in the face. Which is not so much an attack as casting the spell Glimpse the End on Lorenzo.
Oh, you fucker. Okay, Lydia, you got some work to do.
And you raise your
Would you
hand,
like me to
you're
tell this
about...
for the folks at home? Should I describe the spell or?
No. You're about to react when your whole world turns upside down. You hear distant thunder, you feel rain in your face, and you are no longer standing by the Mother River. You are standing on stone, marble stone, in a hall familiar to you, the seat of your family, the seat of the Van Salvadors that is rightfully yours and that you have rightfully reclaimed. You are royalty. You are a lord to the Blood Kingdom, and you forgot it for a while, Lorenzo. But a brief excursion with friends taught you what you needed to know about those very friends. That they are not reliable, that they are not needed, that they are not wanted, that they are food at best, giving their life to nourish yours, superior as it is, and enemies in the making at worst. Luckily for you, you found out in time that you're better off without them. Unfortunately, You did not find out in time, pitiful as you were back then, that you should have given them the honor of being food. You didn't. You let them escape. But now they've come back to you. Now they are standing in your hall, challenging you. Murder in their eyes. We see the marble hall, we see the paintings on the walls of the von Salvadors. We see Lorenzo standing up from a comfortable throne-like seat at a large table, where a dinner that was supposed to be friendly, well, pretend friendly, has turned sour. Words exchanged, turning into insults. Insults that remind you of those wild accusations, that fight way back when, back in Evermaw, on the shore of the Mother River. So many centuries ago now. Your power has grown. Unfortunately, so has theirs, and now your former best friend, Bastian, has stood up, the chair thrown to the ground. Phoebe, a cleric of Sarastra, her shield gleaming, her mace by her side, and Pickle, now tall, a little bit more scarred, but still burning with chaotic magic. They're standing in front of you, and Bastian raises his voice.
Is that a cue?
Just at that vision, Lorenzo is going to drop to his knees and he's gonna drop to his knees, and with one hand he's gonna just grab at Bastion.
Lorenzo, that's what you do in that moment. But this scene is still going on in your head as you drop down.
Awesome.
We are
Is it
playing
Bastion
this out.
IRL, Bastion IRL, actually, as Lorenzo falls to his knees, places both of his hands on the side of Lorenzo's head and is holding the vision. He doesn't want Lorenzo to cut away from it, so he is holding him, cradling his head in his hands, and just almost with a slight squeeze, just not releasing him from this moment.
What does future Bastian say to future Lorenzo?
You should have listened. We'll make you listen. It's the last thing I do.
How very fortuitous for you, Bastion, that it is likely to be the very last thing that you do.
So quick-witted. It's a shame. It all went to waste. And you ended up a tick. A blood-sucking
Slurs.
parasite.
Slurs now. The Bastion I remembered was much more clever than that.
Lorenzo, I remember, had some shred of humanity. You're just a parasite. And you will be slain like one.
If it's any consolation, Bastion, though I will enjoy it, and though I will be fantastic in doing it, I would rather not end your life. But I'll do you this favor. I'll be sure to kill Phoebe first, so you can watch. and maybe come to your senses, make a better decision, live a little bit longer. What do you say, friend?
I say you will watch nothing, because I'm going to pluck those glowing little balls out of your skull.
Curious idea.
With a big, big fucking smile on my face.
You know, in all the centuries that have passed, I've done so many things, but I've never sunk my fangs into an eyeball. Funny. Maybe we'll try that with her first.
Saved you a spot. Come and get it. If you're damn pure enough.
I suppose if we're to dance, we'll need music. And with that, Calvin comes out. And he starts playing a song.
Sure. A powerful shadow fae. And the battle begins and is a battle. There are spells cast, wounds slain. Phoebe and Pickle, are you wanting to tell me what your characters would be doing? How they would try and slay a vampire that has become much too powerful for the land's good? You don't need to give me spells, you can do this completely narratively. Phoebe?
Phoebe, I think at this point, is probably in, like, full-on battle mode and will try as much as she can, because I think she's probably the best prepared for this, to impose, never mind what he said about killing her first, impose herself between him and the others as much as possible. So probably takes a bad beating, but will rely on as much sort of radiant magic as she can to hold him where he is and keep him from getting to everyone else.
Phoebe hits hard, and Phoebe's shield is keeping your fangs and your claws at bay, while her face, you notice, is hard as well, harder than it ever was. She protects Bastion with more ferocity than you've ever seen anyone protect someone, but her eyes have grown so much colder than you've ever seen them, and she looks at you with disgust. With pure and utter disgust.
Despite the circumstances, I truly must say it is a pleasure seeing you again, Phoebe.
She punches you in the face for it. Pickle, how is Pickle has fared throughout the years? How have these years let her grow harder? And how is she trying to get rid of her former friend?
So Pickle, like you said, she kind of holds herself a little taller now. There's something about her that I don't think Lorenzo would necessarily immediately recognize had he not spent as long as he did in her company. Her leg is fully uncovered. She doesn't cover it, and the flames have actually spread higher up on her body. And they crackle with like this chaotic, just blues and greens and reds and pinks, just all kinds of colors just occasionally flare out. And she steps forward and kind of like scoops some of the flames off of her body, twists them around, and throws them into Lorenzo. Specifically, I'm looking at timely distraction. She's covering him up in these flames of multiple colors and blinding him as he's trying to attack Phoebe, and just sparkling in his eyes and just trying to distract him as she kind of comes up behind Phoebe as well and braces herself with a quarterstaff ready to attack him from behind if she needs to.
There are minions. He calls forth shadows that come to life. Calvin himself, a former shadow of when he was still living and breathing. A minion and ghoul, if nothing else, just to taunt Bastion. And he has become powerful, but so have you, and the chaos within you is singing loudly, is singing madly with power, and you have had to embrace that power. You have learned that day on the beach that you can't rely on friends always, you can't rely on those that you trust. Lorenzo taught you that lesson. That power is consuming you within that fight. You feel it overtaking, but you need it to keep them at bay, to keep people safe, to keep the land safe, and you need to take down this monster. Bastion, how are you ending this?
Not how you'd expect. Bastion does, even in the current day and age where we are, Bastion carries a sword. He has a rapier. He grew up rich, upper middle class, enough that he was pretty standard, wealthier Shadow Fae thing to get your kids fencing lessons. So he did grow up practicing with a rapier and fencing with his sister and with instructors, and he's decent at it in the present day, or I guess in the past. He was decent enough with a sword, but never been his go-to. Carries it mostly for self-defense and protection. But out of character for a moment here. When my internet crapped out last episode and I was away, I heard Lorenzo talking shit about my sword fighting. So Bastion has... It's been a long time. Bastion has practiced quite often with a rapier, and has become a very proficient swordsman in that time. He augments his swordplay with his magic still and with his music, but he has become a very respected and very proficient swordsman. And for this occasion, he has a silvered rapier that he brought with him just in case. And it's a bit of the fight with Lorenzo as Phoebe... Bastion is... Phoebe has had to work a lot harder to protect Bastion because he is really throwing himself at Lorenzo. He is throwing himself into this fight with complete reckless abandon. He is so fueled by rage at confronting his old best friend. And it's a bit of the Mountain versus Oberyn Martell fight, where he's not minus the bad ending. He's not going for big stabs and big slashes. He is trying to dance around Lorenzo, because Lorenzo's always been bigger and stronger than him, and he still is. But he is trying to dance around Lorenzo and just nick him behind the knee, get him at weak points, get him at the ankle. Find the chinks in his armor and just exploit them, just poke and stab and slash until Lorenzo is starting to slow down. And when Lorenzo gets slow enough, Bastion sort of pirouettes behind him and slashes with the edge of his rapier, slashes both of his Achilles tendons at once, so that Lorenzo just crumbles, unable to move. And he approaches Lorenzo with sword drawn, blade forward, pointed at his neck.
Good show.
Glad you were amused. Anything left to say? This is it, old boy.
Glad it's you.
Me too. As he puts the point of the rapier through Lorenzo's eye and out the back of his skull. And as he pulls the blade back out, with very little ceremony, he just wipes the blood on the tail of his jacket, sheaths his rapier, looks back to Phoebe and Pickle. We did what we had to do. He spits on Lorenzo's body.
And there is no regret in their voices as we return to the shores of the Mother River. Lorenzo on his knees, just as he was, still feeling the pain, still feeling the silver piercing, still feeling the regret.
And Bastion crumbles down, exhausted from having maintained that vision for Lorenzo. And he's just laying on his back on the beach, gasping for air.
Well, that's certainly a new ability.
It's one of my sisters. She used to use it on me to scare me when we were kids. It's real, though. It's always real.
Did you
What's going
see?
to happen? I saw the whole thing. And if you continue on your present course, that is how this ends.
Interesting.
I did not manufacture that vision, Lorenzo. The spell shows you exactly how you will die. There's no artifice here. I'm not trying to fool you. I've only shown you the truth.
I believe you.
But it's not prophecy, Lorenzo. It's not set in stone. It can be changed. This is only what will happen if you continue on your present course. But it's not too late to change direction. None of that has to happen. And I don't want it to. Please. Please.
I can hear her.
Who?
The river.
The river is a... her? I don't understand.
Yes. And, you've known Lorenzo for some time, but this is the first time you've ever seen a tear come out of his... this is the first time you've ever seen him shed a tear, and he's just, I don't know that I have a say in avoiding that end. bastion. I hear the river, and it's in my head. And all I want to do is claw my way back to the bottom. I can't beat this bastion. I can't. So let me do what I can and get you and Phoebe and Pickle to the door. It's all
Lorenzo?
I can do.
I know you grew up not so dissimilar to me. You had much provided for you. And so I want to get you used to something that took me a while to learn how to hear as well. It goes like this. No. We're not leaving you. And you can beat this. I know you can. I can't promise you it will be easy. I don't know what this pull feels like that you're experiencing. But I know that you can be stronger than it if you try, and if you let us help you. I don't know if I can ever get her, whoever the hell she is, out of your head. But we can at least make her be quiet for a bit. You can do this.
He quickly grabs his axes, and he just throws them, like, one on each side of Bastion's feet. And he goes, those need to be taken from me first, and
Okay. Of course. And Bastion reaches down and picks them up and throws them at Pickle's feet. Put those somewhere secure, Pickle.
Okay.
you can see he's trying to reach towards his belt, and it's like he's almost convulsing as he's trying to do it, and he just stops.
Is he standing or kneeling right now? So
He's still kneeling.
Bastion gets down to his level. He kneels down so that he can look him in the eye. And he puts a hand on Lorenzo's shoulder. This is going to be very difficult. But I want you to give me that. Give me the bag.
I exchanged a memory. You should know. I don't remember what it was. But ever since I did, I have felt free. I did it the night that I killed the guard. And he quickly takes his hands to the belt, and he throws the water skin. It's just the whole time he does it, it's just
And as he
And
does,
the orange-red sky bursts for a second as lightning strikes and thunder rolls. and the water skin sinks, and the vials he's filled sink into the Mother River.
And it's when he throws the last one, Bastion leans forward in this kneeling position and puts his arms around Lorenzo's shoulders and just pulls him into just a tight embrace. A real moment of trust because his neck is quite exposed in this position.
Yeah, I was just about to say, the whole time in this position, he's just listening to Bastion's heart, and he's crying.
Bastion's heart is surprisingly calm. There is no doubting what he said. There is no fear. There is no anger, even. Just utter conviction. The heartbeat of a person who is convinced that this is what's going to happen. This is what we're going to do. Because, of course it is. Why are you even doubting it? And with every tear you cry, the voice of the Mother River, the voice of your mother, gets quieter, more distance. When you leave that embrace, you notice a familiar color has returned to Lorenzo's eyes.
My God, Johansson.
Sorry, I'm more interested in your sister.
He slaps him in the face again, but no spell this time. And then he just cries. Bastion just cries and laughs and just hugs Lorenzo again. And he's just literally just doing one of those just laugh sobs, just so overjoyed to see him back again.
With that, he's just going to take the brooch and pin it on and go, "Thank you, Pickle. It's lovely."
And Pickle at this point rushes away from Phoebe and like jumps in to the hug that's happening and like just buries herself into them.
Bastion like backs away and it's like let Pickle have this one. Give her some space to enjoy.
Can we just consider this damn pure food poisoning and forget it ever happened?
Yes. It's good to have you back, Lorenzo.
I don't know that you have me back yet, but we're much closer than we were. We need to get out of here.
Yes, we do.
Phoebe, it's weird. As you turn around to realize, oh god, I forgot the moonbeam there. You see a second beam of light in the distance. Upstream. Another moonbeam. Bright white against the orange, reddish, hazy sky.
Do you guys see that?
Is that normal for here, Enzo?
The only thing normal for here is Undeath and the Mother River. So no, that's not normal.
Does it look... I'm sorry if I missed it. Does the spell look like Phoebe's in terms of the color, or is it different?
Exactly the same. Two bright beams of light.
There's no reason there should be followers of the goddess here.
Is it towards or away from the river?
Upstream is
Oh.
all you can tell. It's a little bit away, but seems to be near the river.
But if there are fellow priests or priestesses of Sarastra here, perhaps they saw your moonbeam and they're friendly and looking to help. Was a bit of a distress signal. Perhaps that's how they saw it.
Or perhaps they're guards looking to continue their pursuit.
Why would they make their presence known like that?
Defending themselves. The undead here tend to get a little antsy.
Just doesn't make sense.
I don't think we have a better option.
We don't.
Let's go home.
You should still approach with caution, as with everything here.
I'll go first.
Just
Lorenzo,
at that
why
moment,
don't-
at that moment of hesitation, when Phoebe says, "I'll go first," and Bastion was kind of like, Lorenzo's just gonna put a shoulder. I'll put a hand on his shoulder and go, "No, trust me, she's very hard to harm." Follow Phoebe's lead.
And in a
Just
slightly awkward
puts his head down.
silence, also remembering a certain heated exchange of words earlier, I'm guessing. You head back upstream towards the light. It's a fairly plain landscape, and it doesn't take you too long until you see that there is something there in the distance where that moonbeam reaches the sky. It's still going. And it looks like an encampment of sort. There are tents, there are people walking. You cannot discern at this point what they are, who they are, but it seems oddly familiar and domestic almost. Of travelers camping there at the shore of the river.
So do we approach the encampment?
So, perhaps it's best if we all do go together. I see no reason to let Phoebe go alone to negotiate or strengthen numbers.
Right. I should probably. And he just takes his cloak and he starts to wipe himself off.
Do you want to approach them in any special way, or are you just walking up to beat to really be able to afford much of a plan?
I'm pretty beat. Personally, Bastion's not in great shape right now.
So am I.
You approach, and there is one figure that is coming towards you. as soon as they notice that there are people coming closer. You notice that they reach for their weapons, but not in a let's go get them way, in a defensive, we'll see who they are sort of way, and one is sent towards you. Seems to be a dwarf. A young man. Walking up, sauntering up almost to you guys. Right. Who do we have here? You're not undead. His eyes
Not
linger a
almost.
little bit longer over Lorenzo. But he does not say a word. You seem lost. Hi, Lost. I'm Turek. Come on. Come on this way. And he turns around, still chuckling to himself.
Bastion's looking to Phoebe like, what the fuck is with this guy?
Stay behind me just in case.
Oh, okay.
You head up to the encampment where Turek is arriving. Like, you can stand down. Just a couple of mortals. Like they got lost on the way again. You have some food they can eat. And people bustle up, people nod, people talk to him, but as you enter the encampment, you realize it's not all humanoids, dwarves like he is. There's an array of races, and some of them strike you as concerning. Lorenzo, you would know them as ghouls. Phoebe, Pickle, Bastion, I'm not entirely sure how much you would know of this, but you can decide for yourself if your character has heard of this or not. Ghouls look like the Walking Dead. They look terrifying in a way, with their skin stretched tight over bones, their hollow eyes and hollow cheeks. They walk. They carry weapons. Some of them seem to be magic users, and they seem all rather normal to you. But they're definitely undead. Some of them anyway.
Lorenzo would immediately describe that to everybody. Just, these are base undead ghouls. Must be some sort of necromancy about.
Seems about par for the course here, really. Strangely not overly concerning in itself. Unless I'm missing something.
One of them walks up to you as a group. A woman. Very tall. Very thin. Very delicate movements. The movements of a magic user. You can immediately tell, Pickle. And Phoebe, you notice something strange. You notice a star that you've seen before stitched into her clothes. She nods at you. Hello? Would you like some food? And it is unsettling, the way she talks. The way she smiles, but you're not quite sure if that's because just of what she is, or if it's a personality thing. We have water as well. Fresh, not tainted. Please, sit.
No, thank you. Maybe in a bit.
I understand. It is nice to see a fellow follower of the Ebon Star.
Yeah.
Roll me a history check for that one, please.
Uh, 16.
You have come across that particular phrase before, and you remember something that makes suddenly a lot of fucking sense. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. You have heard of the Order of the Ebon Star. They are... Oh boy. That was a lesson you hated during temple school because it was complicated as fuck. It is a group of undead from the Ghoul Empire who fought against other undead because Sarastra had appeared to their founder, to their leader. You never paid that much attention to the history part of it, who was the Ghoul Emperor and why would the undead fight amongst each other, because from Zobek's point of view, it's kind of like, they're all undead, what's the difference? But there is a proper hierarchy and there is a proper war amongst many of those kingdoms as well. Perhaps Lorenzo could tell you more about it if you asked him to, but you do remember that because it seems so odd to you that Sarastra would reach out to undead, the Queen of Night and Magic herself, asking for the trust of these people and helping them in something that why would the Queen of Night and Magic be even involved in that? And to be fair, nobody really knows right now, but Hestia Dambira was the first follower of Sarastra, founding that Order of the Ebon Star, a dragonborn dark hole woman. And you know that they are not just present in the Ghoul Empire, they have traveled all over and they have fought the undead all over. You wouldn't expect him to find them here. Are they dead? Are they alive? Have they traveled here? Or is this their afterlife as well? That you don't know.
Weird.
If you do get hungry or thirsty, you may take whatever you need. We travel throughout the waste to make sure that lost souls like yours do not remain lost.
Is that where the moonbeam came from?
Ah, yes. We saw your signal. We thought perhaps you were in need.
You wouldn't be wrong.
What is your name, if I may be so bold to ask?
Phoebe.
Hello, Phoebe. It is my pleasure. They call me Naima. What about
Nice
you?
to meet you.
Have you been traveling long? How did you end up in a place like this?
Accidentally. We're just trying to go home.
I understand. Well, Derek might be able to help with that. And the dwarf at this point returns from one of the tents going, "They've been chewing their ears off," and I do not often get company other than your loud self. Well, I'm a fucking delight to be around. Come on, go away, you're scaring them. And she rolls her eyes looks really weird because they're so deep in her sockets, and then walks off, and Tarek sits down. He's got a little mohawk going on, blonde hair, blonde beard, very short and very practical. Sits down and takes from the stew that is roasting at the campfire. Eats and looks up as you sees your weirded out faces. Like, it's not from the river. We brought provisions. Sit down, my god.
Bastion looks to everyone like Phoebe already refused to sit down once, so he's sort of waiting for Phoebe's permission that it's okay. So looks around and then looks to Phoebe like, should I?
I think after that she'll sit stiffly.
He's
Yeah.
eating.
Thanks.
He's
Alright.
just. He's
If-
letting
if she sits
fall.
down, Bastion will sit down.
All right. Now, where are you? Where are you needing to go? How can we help? Where are you from? Talk to me, people.
Zobik.
Nice place, Midgard, huh?
Yes,
I remember.
Zobik.
I remember Midgard. Lots of people there. Alright, so you're probably wondering what we're doing here. Looking as scared as you are. You didn't have a great day, did you? He looks at Lorenzo, still blood covered.
I mean, I probably
Freshly
still.
blood-covered.
We're all still
Everyone
probably
really,
pretty.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, actually.
that doesn't just come out.
He did
Everyone
not
but
have a good
Pickle's
day.
covered in blood, I think.
I
Yeah.
did some hugging though,
Yeah.
so she's got.
Yeah, you did some
transfer-
Oh,
hugging.
no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we're all bloody
so-
as hell.
We are the Order of the Ebon Star. I'm giving you the whole introduction thing here. If I sound a little bit rehearsed, then that's because I fucking am. We are sent out to find people like you, and you've been the lucky four we've managed to pick off before you become undead roadkill. Lots of weird things here. And yeah, that includes Naima. She's just so nice. Entirely too nice. She's weirdly nice. Anyway, Order of the Ebon Star. You heard of Sarastra? Of course you've heard of Sarastra.
Shadowfae over here. Yeah.
He's mostly looking at Phoebe because she's having the insignia.
Yeah, I think she just kind of like holds up the holy symbol and then kind of tucks it
There
back.
we go. Yeah. Would it have helped you if I'd been like, "Oh, who are you? What are you doing here? Make sure you're nice people." God, look at your faces.
No.
Hmm?
With all due respect, I spent part of today nearly drowning in a river of blood. So not entirely
that
here
sucks.
right now. A bit tired.
Well, I
if you
spent
could
part
give
of
the
today
cliff
dragging
notes,
him out, so.
That she did. And he was in it also. It's been a mess. If you could give me the Cliff Notes version of the introduction, that would be
Right.
grand.
Good guy. Also good guys. Everything else here, fucking not good guys. Evermaw, you know where you are, right? Evermaw, Plane of the Undead, all the big scary vampires and undead and liches end up here, sad and bored for most of eternity. That's where we are.
Afterlife for the Undead, that's the pitch I've gotten.
Pretty much that, spot on. Unfortunately, there's a couple of other ways you can end up here, and it's part of the Order of the Ebon Star's vows to save souls when they get lost. So that's what we're doing every now and then. We get sent off on patrol, and you were found by the Queen of Night and Magic, by Sarastra herself, by the Ebon Star. You might want to start praying.
I already said my prayers this morning.
How did that work out for you?
You know, you actually make a very strong point there, my good man.
We're alive.
But this is true. In true Sarastra style, I've been through the ringer Besides,
She does that. She does
she
that.
has her own sense of humor. But
What about you? Yeah.
just what's the part about us getting out of here? How did we go home?
Oh, we just used up our travel. Oh fuck! I already told you. Might as well. And he shows you a brooch that is seems like a gemstone shaped into a star, similar to the one that he carries around his neck and that you've seen as insignia as Ebon Star all around the camp. Shows you that brooch. That's how we get out. Fortunately, it doesn't always work. We need to rest up. But it can take you to the nearest Shadow Road.
Could we love Shadow Roads?
Can't blame you. They're very quiet, though.
There's a bit of sarcasm. I'm sorry, maybe my tone isn't as obvious as I thought.
You're really not the best conversationalist, guys, right? You know what? It's my bad. It's my bad. I've just been bored out of my mind, to be perfectly honest here. You guys want to sleep? Yes, no, maybe. Sleep?
I think we
You
should.
remember sleep?
Yes, we would love... Yes.
Cool. One second. He goes into one of the tents and comes back with a couple of bedrolls, throws them to you in a lesser fair way, probably hits someone in the face not watching out. Goes, right, can take it over there. That's probably one of the quieter tents. We'll be sending out a couple of patrols to maybe pick up more stragglers. Who knows? My host qualities are so lost in you guys. So you get some rest, get some food,
Thank you.
get some water. Thank you, my good friend, and we'll talk tomorrow. Well, whatever passes us tomorrow in this place. Cheers. And he turns around and you hear him muttering as he walks towards Naima saying, is it body odor? Is it my breath? What's happening? And he goes, no, you are just a very peculiar young man. I love you too, Naima. And there's some banter you hear in the distance that is so weirdly fucking normal for this particular place. But you're left to your own devices. You every now and then see one of the followers of the Ebon Star nod at you encouragingly as they give you space.
I think I might like that guy, but I'm just too tired and saturated with blood to really engage at the moment.
I think we can trust them.
I
Trust
just
you.
want to go home.
The Ebon Star is supposed to be chosen a long time ago.
Oh.
Nobody really knows why, but they have the star, so.
So, checks out then. This is the real deal, and really
I think
are
it
looking
checks.
to help.
I think it checks out enough.
Okay. Does it check out enough that we can all just rest, or does it check out not quite enough that sleeping in shifts might be a good idea?
I think sleeping in shifts is probably in our best interests, but I think we'll be okay here.
Okay.
And we should probably eat.
Thank you. I'm so hungry.
I know, sorry.
It's okay. We've every right to be cautious. There's no reason to assume that there's anything good here, ever. It seems we found an oasis, but it could have been a mirage just as easily.
I trust it enough.
Okay. Alright. Let's rest. How are we all feeling? Lorenzo, are you with us?
Mostly. I am concerned with what should happen if my nature is discovered by the Ebon Star, but we'll worry about that should the time come. For now, I just want to go home.
It might be best to keep that quiet.
Silly me, I nearly made a joke about it earlier. Crisis averted. Lorenzo, perhaps, yes, let the rest of us do the talking while we're here. Probably want to minimize your contact with the rest of them. Just in case.
A pity they're missing out on my lovely smile.
And your winning one-liners. But sacrifices must be made.
We should eat and then sleep.
I'm rather full.
Then sleep.
It's got you there.
Don't let them kill me in my sleep, please.
I'll consider it.
If they kill me, then you're gonna miss your future. He just lays down on the bedroll.
Bastion wharfs down just like a bowl of stew and takes a bedroll and rolls it down next to Lorenzo and lays down with his arms crossed, puts his feet up, and is just kind of smiling to himself as he's laying there. And then he pokes Lorenzo with his foot. Enzo.
Yes.
I beat you. In the future.
I know. I knew this was coming. But now I've seen it happen, so it won't happen. Because now that I know how you beat me, I'll beat you.
I can cast the spell again if you want to test that theory.
I'd rather not.
Now,
At some
let it be
point, we're
known
going to...
that
Yes.
there is a world in which I can defeat the great Lorenzo.
If I recall the memory correctly, it was Phoebe that did most of the work.
Yeah, sure, it was 3-on-1, granted, but at least I knew how to swing a sword properly.
Proud of you.
And that was a hell of a hit, you have to admit. The one on the back of the ankles, oof.
Actually, it was the one in the armpit that really did me in.
Oh, interesting hearing it from your perspective.
Oh yeah, it stung like a son of a gun. We need to quickly invest in a silver rapier for you, just in case.
Maybe I will start some more
Bastion.
swordplay practice. Yes.
I did mean what I said. I am glad it was you.
I recognize the irony of saying that here, but my, that's a bit morbid.
As morbid as it might seem, it was rather refreshing. Even at my worst, I could still trust you to be the best friend that I could ever ask for. Thank you. At some point, we'll need to tell Pickle and Phoebe about our vision.
No, we won't, actually. That's why I was so tired. I really put my all into that spell, and they could see it too.
Oh. I feel the need to apologize.
To the two of them?
To all of you.
If you
And
were
this
willing to
time
offer an
I even-
apology, I would accept it.
I was just going to say this time I mean it. There is no excuse for my actions. Present, past, or future.
You should go talk to them.
I keep seeing Pickle recoiling from me.
I noticed that too. Have Phoebe there.
I don't...
That ought to sway sure enough. What are you still doing talking to me? I'm gonna get some shut-eye. But you should talk to the two of them.
You're right.
Speak from the heart, as Pickle says.
You're right. He gets up and he pats Bastion on the shoulder. And he says, if you decide to watch it, just be careful. Then he heads over to Pickled and Phoebe.
Bastion's like raised eyebrow, like, okay. But then lays down and just falls asleep.
And there is very, very, very immediate snoring of Phoebe and Pickle. Let's say before Lorenzo gets to them, let's have Phoebe and Pickle still at the campsite, still eating, while the two boys have moved over to the sleeping mats, to the bedrolls. And you see, how is Pickle feeling? How is Pickle doing? Is she eating at all?
she's nibbling. She is hungry, but she's also still kind of stressed out by just everything that's been happening, this whole environment. She's really not. She's doing better, but she's still not doing that great. And so she's kind of, picking at the stew and just nibbling a little bite every now and then, but she's not really eating.
You need to eat. It's been a while.
Yes, it tastes nice. I'm just not very hungry.
You look like you want to say something.
I really don't like it here. But I'm glad you were able to say what you did earlier. I think that really helped to get through to Lorenzo. I think.
I know it wasn't very nice. I know I haven't been very nice since we've been here.
That's okay though. This place isn't very nice, so I know you're looking out for us, so that's always good. And that was really clever with that moonbeam. We got found. So are these people safe to be around?
I think they're safer than everyone else in here.
Yeah, that's probably true. Probably safer than that river.
I think a volcano is safer than that river.
And she kind of chuckles a little bit.
Do you think Lorenzo's back to normal again?
No. I don't. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that the normal he was at was only normal on the outside. I think he was struggling. And I think that's why this happened. So it'll probably be different. But better. For him, you know?
Yeah. That would be good.
In my experience, healing is most of the time way more painful than the thing that injured you in the first place. So it's tough. But once you're better, you're better. And we all want him to be better.
And she just absent-mindedly picking at the food some more.
Are you scared?
Yes. I don't want to be, and I know I shouldn't be, but this I don't like this place at all. And if it did something like that to Lorenzo, and what could it do to the rest of us too. I just don't want to be here any longer.
You shouldn't say that you shouldn't be scared. It'd be weird if you weren't.
I guess that's true.
It's a scary place.
It really is. Why are there bones everywhere?
I don't know.
There's too many bones.
I know they're not fun to feel, but we have bad feelings for a reason too. And if you're scared of something, and if your gut tells you you should be scared of something, then you should be feeling it. Just think about it. And eat.
Okay.
And this is where Lorenzo has returned from the bedroll, bones still aching, to find Pickle and Phoebe eating quietly.
He's gonna approach slowly and then keep his distance until kind of giving the sign that it's okay for him to come closer.
Do you want to sit
if
down?
Pickle, yeah.
Yes, please.
And when Pickle notices him,
just-
she'll kind of perk up just a little bit with her bowl.
I know that there are words that should be said for everything that has occurred. I have spent some time trying to find those words, and I am unable.
They don't have to be pretty or good or right. But if you want to say something, you should say something. Silence is dangerous in conflict.
Phoebe. Pickled fish. I am sorry. Extraordinarily so.
It's okay, Lorenzo. I know that deep down you didn't really mean to do or say those things.
And she kind of like reaches
Pickle.
over and gives him a pat.
He takes the hand and he holds it. Then he pats it and then he puts her hand down. Everything that I said and everything that I did, I said and did because a part of me wanted to. I refuse to allow myself to create an excuse. The person from Bastion's spell was very much me. It's not important. What's important is I am sorry, and you, both of you, have nothing to fear from me or be concerned about or
That's a lie.
is
I
it?
told you this before, and I'll tell you this again. And one day you'll listen to me. If you let people into your life, and you call them your friends, you don't get to decide their level of concern for you. And I'll keep saying it until you remember. You should trust us with our feelings. Trust people when they care about you.
So the current events haven't dissuaded you at all from investing your concern.
If anything, we're incredibly stubborn. And you're a friend.
You saw how that could play out.
I did. Vividly. And I'm sure you won't forget that while you say that person in the vision was you, those other people in that vision were us. We'll do whatever we can to help you. But whether or not you let us is up to you.
Bastion says that what we saw was a potential ending, not guaranteed. Do you believe that?
Yes. There is an incredible power in the choices that people make. Even if you have to think about them for a while.
Pickle, I don't know that I deserve this. And he looks at his brooch.
Of course you do. You're one of my friends. And actually,
And she like digs in her bag some more, and she pulls out the little matching trinket for Rumble. And she-
I got this one for Rumble too, so that you matched a little bit. Not really though. This is a carrot, but I think you would both look really nice wearing them.
She'll go ahead and hand you that one as well.
When she goes to hand it to him, he just puts his hand up and goes, "Can I show you something?"
Okay.
And he closes his eyes. And he remembers being at the bottom of the river. And I cast Summon Mount.
And from
out.
your
Yep.
your ring springs forth that lightning crackling across the bones and remnants of hundreds, thousands, if not millions of undead. It lights up the place for a moment, and as you all close your eyes to protect yourselves, there is a horse standing pretty much right next to Lorenzo, looking at this point like a normal horse, except for a little bit of electricity, static energy still bristling in the air. Rumble shakes his mane and nuzzles up to you.
Lorenzo just gives him some scritches, and he says, "Rumble, Pickled has something for you."
He breathes sadly.
Rumble!
And then trots over to Pickled Fish, knocks over a bowl, looks at the stew, but then looks to Pickle and goes up to nozzle it up against Pickle.
And Pickle
And
gives
breathes
all the
into your
scritches.
ears as well. He's very happy.
And she takes the little thing and attaches it kind of to the side of his bridle. Just
I got you a present.
He's very happy.
I don't
Neighs a little bit.
I don't have any real carrots, but this is a carrot and on the thing, and you can remember that.
And he does the thing where horses nod, like when they really throw their head up and down. And then immediately puts his whole fucking face into the pot with the stew, because that one has carrots.
I was at the bottom of the river. I felt myself growing heavy, and the blood was all I wanted. And I saw your light, Phoebe. And I remembered all of you. But I was so deep that no one could hear me. Or at least that's what I thought. Then Rumble came and he saved me again. I will trust you with your emotions and your concerns. I hate that you, all of you, care. I hate that all of you would hunt me down, even if I were too far gone. I hate that you're here, Pickle. And I hate that I scared you. I hate that the blood made me forget you all for a moment. And I'm sorry.
You'd never tell Rumble to leave you behind. I think you can trust us at least that much.
Be careful, Phoebe. I might eventually learn a spell to summon you too. That was a joke.
I know.
It wasn't a very good one. I'm very tired.
You should get some sleep.
Rumble agrees.
One of us likes this place.
Alright, Rumble, back to the store.
And then a flash of
Just-
lightning, he is returning to the ring. You
Come on,
all
Pickle.
go to bed and finally sleep. And when we wake up, it is Bastian and Phoebe that wake up first. And run into each other. I'm saying Phoebe, actually. How do you run into each other and where? Not just how fucking awkward is it?
I mean, probably very awkward, but I don't think Phoebe knows it's awkward. Or cares. Oh, man. Put me on the spot. They run into each other in the morning. I feel like maybe she's like halfway through getting ready. And is all kind of in disarray and like askew and not super presentable, but doesn't mention it at all.
By contrast, Bastion seems to have gotten up earlier and has kind of like looks like he's used some of the hot water and has like gotten some of the blood stains out of his jacket and has done his level best to kind of like clean and press his clothes to look as best he can under the rustic circumstances, but to look as presentable as possible. You detect a smell, like he actually like borrowed some cologne or something from Tarek, perhaps, because he doesn't have any of his own, and he's under the circumstances as put together as he could good look. He's even like added like an extra button to his shirt he doesn't normally wear up all the way. He looks a bit like a kid on picture day, to be honest with you. But he seems to be really really overcompensating, considering the doused in blood and all of that fun stuff in the last couple days.
Yeah.
And
I think
he
she's,
doesn't
like,
have his
halfway through going to clean things, and it's like, oh.
Is now not a good time?
I mean, it depends for what.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I said before that we would talk later, and then I did fall asleep last night, so it's still later. So
I mean, I'd call this earlier, but
yeah.
that was a joke.
Oh, it's
'Cause it's
just that can't really tell what passes for day-night cycles here exactly.
Yeah. Let me put on a different shirt.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll just stand over there. And then he goes to stand over there.
Okay. So I'll go as like one spare shirt, one spare set of clothes. So I'll just like pull on I like some linen shirt that's just not bloodstained. Hopefully. Okay. I feel a little less gross.
Much less blood. It's improvement. Would you like to go, maybe just walk around a bit? I don't know, something about this. I feel better if my legs are moving. Let's just a stroll around the camp, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to like stretch a little in the morning, so
Yeah.
that's cool.
Conversate and ambulate, yeah.
Sure.
So, first of all, I guess, I should apologize to you, to start with. As
Why?
I did for Lorenzo. Well, I was a hypocrite. It was wrong with me. I chastised all of you about selling memories, and then I went and did it myself. I sold one when we were in Coramel. I've got it back now. Katrin found it. And the thing I bought with it is now lost. So, really back to square one now.
What was it?
Well, the memory or the gift?
Either? Both?
The gift was for you, actually. It's now at the bottom of the river, but it was a lovely bracelet with the faces of the moon. Enchanted so that they actually rotated in real time. something you would have loved it. At least I hoped you would have loved it. Would
I
you
mean,
have?
you picked it out, so I'm pretty sure.
That's sweet.
What? You have good taste, and you know me pretty well, so it's kind of a formula for success as far as gifts go.
Yeah, well, this one was not, as it turned out. I had to sell a memory to get it, and of course I don't remember what the memory was, but it was one I was willing to give up. And considering... I mean, I meant everything I said. I don't agree with selling memories as a whole. I think that good, bad, or ugly, your memories make you who you are, and you should you should allow them to remain in your head, to be the person that you really are, based on all of your life experiences. And yet, I was willing to get rid of this one, and so well, obviously, I don't remember what it was. It's not in my head anymore, but I have a pretty good idea of what it is. But he reaches into his pocket and pulls out the vial. But I have it here now. And I think I want it back.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. I think it's better to remember. Even pain. Reminds you of the things that you love. So if you don't
I'll be
mind,
here.
And he pops the cork off the bottle, off the vial, and kind of prepares to take it down like a shot, essentially.
It is not so much liquid as it is almost very heavy, half viscous smoke that erupts from the vial, and it smells of lost things. You down it, and a memory returns to its rightful place. It doesn't come rushing in. It doesn't overwhelm you. But you feel almost like that one puzzle piece at the very end. And when you make it all whole, when you make it all complete, there's that moment of, yes, this is how it's supposed to be. This is what I've been doing for the last hours. But also that bittersweet moment of sadness because it's over now. Although in your case, that bittersweet half sadness, it stays and it starts to ripple as it becomes the emotion you felt back when you looked into the crowd and you saw Phoebe looking at Calvin the way she did. And it stings. But then you look up and you look at Phoebe the way she looks at you now.
It's very good to see you, Phoebe.
Are you gonna tell me what it was?
Yes. I think I am going to tell you.
Right, guys, who wants a star? Wait, time to go back home. Oh, I'm interrupting something. Oh,
I mean, yeah.
I'm interrupting something. Oh, cool. I am moving that way. Where? Yeah, I'm away. And Turek walks off to the campfire, where Lorenzo and Pickle are sitting, every now and then glancing into your direction as you've been half wandering back into view.
So?
Turek waves.
We're leaving?
I mean, that was the idea. To go home, right?
Yeah.
Come on. You can tell me later.
Yeah. Yeah. Better not to talk in this atrocious place, anyway.
Wait till we
Well,
can see the
I,
moon again.
I miss the moon.
Me too.
I am glad that you've decided to join us. Morning. I am so glad to have found 4 souls in this fucking place of just fucking nothing and sadness and despair and blood and all these bones everywhere. Why do people put these bones everywhere? Anyway, alright, so deal is as follows. You'll get one of these lovely jarred stars. You can use them. Naturally, you will kind of lose them once you're back on the Shadow Road, and there might be a little bit of a mark that maybe something in the future we might call in if we come your way. I know, it sounds really shady. I'm so sorry. But
Sure does.
yeah, we're doing you a favor here, right? You help us, we help you, you help us. It's nothing we can force you to. We're not doing that. We're not fucking vampires. We're not gonna force you like that. But you know, if in the future we call upon you, then suddenly there might be a voice in your head saying, "Hi, it's us, the Order of the Ebon Star. Would you like to maybe help us save the world?"
Well, let us hope that that day does not come, and let's go home.
That's the right answer. That's the spirit, my friend. Wonderful. Everyone cool with that?
I guess so.
Sweet. He hands you this little brooch, and he tells you to hold it in your hand. The mark will appear on your palm. He's not hiding anything from you. You can insight check the hell out of him. He's fairly straightforward. He makes his entertainment where he goes because he has to, because this place is depressing. And he is quite open about that. Plus, the way he tells you even the little caveats without making them shadow fee bargain type deals, you don't have to worry about that too much. I'm gonna give you that because I'm nice. Because I'm sorry. But
And because it's the end of the episode, you don't want us to spend an hour insight checking this guy.
Pretty much that. Yes, exactly that. But he gives you this order of this charred star and he tells you to focus on the Shadow Road to Zobek, and you will appear somewhere on the way. He also becomes a little bit more somber at the end, and a little bit more solemn, and says, you know what? All jokes aside, it is nice seeing Sarastra worshipped still. I don't get back much to Midgard. Occasionally the Shadow Realm, but you know, stay true to her mistress, right? Help spread her light. She's saved us. And for a moment his eyes flash and they become black with swirling stars. And then his eyes again. Never much time to talk, but nice meeting you.
You too.
And you close your eyes and you wish yourselves away from this place. And when you open your eyes, Phoebe, Bastian, Lorenzo, you find yourself on a shadow road. Pickle, you find yourself surrounded by so many colors. So many colors. Swirling, glistening, gleaming, dancing, frolicking, like playful dogs running around you, chasing each other. You find yourself in a place and a state of utter bliss. You don't see your friends. And for a moment you don't really care, because you want to play with the colors. You want to explore them. You want to find them. You want to understand them. But you also know you're not quite alone.
Where am I?
Hello? Hello?
Where am I?
I don't know. Who are you?
I know you. I've heard you. Felt you. You were in my dreams.
Dreams? I haven't... What? I don't understand.
You caught me. A harnesser of the void. You are powerful.
I think you're mistaken. That doesn't really sound much like me. Where am I?
You hold me. You keep me. Where am I?
I don't know. I don't know.
You look up, and you stand on the Shadow Road next to your friends. And this is where we end tonight's episode.
Or we could not.
Listen.
Or we could fucking not do that.
Well, yeah, have you thought about maybe fucking not?
I thought about it, and then I decided, no, fuck you guys. The amount of emotions you make me feel, I have to pay you back somehow.
Oh my fucking not with pickle. Not with sweet.
I am awaiting the death threats in my inbox because I dare
Oh.
everyone's
Okay.
favorite pickle.
I had the chat pulled up, and as soon as you named all the three, but then pickle, and then the chat went insane, and everyone started going crazy.
Just
Oh yeah,
screaming.
the absence was very noted. As soon as you didn't say, but I caught it too, and I was like, fuck. Oh,
Ooh, so this was an episode and a half. And I am so fucking proud of you. And I'm so happy. And so emotionally exhausted.
God damn.
One big O to all of yous. One big O question mark.
Oh, we are okay.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
I just got a lot of blood to clean.
And a big O to chat as well. I do hope you enjoyed the emotional torture. If it is of any consolation, we are doing it to each other and ourselves as well. And the concern is mutual. We might need therapy at some point. But don't we all?
Is that not what we're doing?
Yeah, come on, get real.
I'm not a fucking licensed professional, and for legal reasons, I will immediately reject that notion.
Joking.
My therapy is when Pope makes gifts of this shit later on. That's the only
Yeah.
therapy I need.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Trauma
Looking at you,
bonding is a
Betty.
thing, yeah. Oh my god. So, starting with Pickle. How you doing? Do you love me still?
Ooh, I do. As a
Good.
player, I'm totally fine. Everything's great. This was an awesome session. Pickle this has been a roller coaster. She's been terrified, and then she got a little bit better, and then she felt great because look at all these pretty shit. And so now she's terrified again. So I'm not 100% sure how she's going to handle that. I'm glad I have a week to kind of think character development wise how she'll approach that with her friends. So yeah, good times. Good fun times. I'm trying to think of a favorite part of today, but there were many moments, so I can't really pick out this whole episode. That's the cop out. This whole episode was great, so I can't really pick a singular moment to enjoy because it was all very good. But yeah.
And Phoebe, Savvy, how are you doing?
I'm great. I feel great. I don't know that Phoebe does. Phoebe went through quite the emotional roller coaster, I think. over the course of this session, and kept a lot of things that she wanted to say to herself. Whether or not they eventually come out, we will see. But her main focus right now is protecting her friends, and I think however they're reacting to it, I don't know if she's 100% sure, but she's at least coming to terms with how far she'll actually go for that. So it's a lot for her. I'm very happy with it though. So that's great. My absolute favorite thing from today though was Angry Bastion. 110%. Savannah wanted to hide under my desk while it was happening, and I mean that as a compliment in the best possible way. Yeah, it scared me a lot, but in a fun kind of way. That was my favorite thing from today, was seeing that sort of like, was just seeing everything sort of spill over. It was awesome.
That was a whole experience. Yes, I agree. How are you doing, Colin? Angry Bastion.
Angry
Oh,
Bastion,
angry.
yeah. After dealing with like all kinds of bullshit today, that's why I was wee bit late. Getting to be Angry Bastion was actually just the kind of release I needed, so cheers for that. That probably was, I feel bad because it's me, but it kind of was my favorite part because that was so cathartic, getting to yell at Lorenzo. Both because Colin, the player, needed that today, and because Bastion I'd been biting my tongue as Bastion for several episodes now with Lorenzo, and he had built up quite an arsenal of ammunition that he was ready to throw at Lorenzo when the time came for him to really lose it on him. But I think the tough love aspect came through nice. Yeah, I was really pleased with that. I don't know if that's my favorite part. Maybe it's not my favorite part. Honestly, I don't know what the fuck happened, but my favorite part was whatever the fuck you just did at the end there, because that voice, when I hear that in my sleep, and that just, I don't know, seeing Pickle thrown off her game is kind of fun for me. That was awesome, and I really loved y'all's last scene there while Bastion was out, but having Lorenzo's apology to Phoebe and Pickle I thought was great. And I love that Lydia is a woman who appreciates the power of the will they won't they, so you done interrupted fucking scene at the end. Brilliant. Perfect. So good. That's just some fine storytelling. That was great. I did not plan, fun fact, on downing that memory before I started that scene. That came to me in the moment, and I am kind of, I think that's a nice way to do something while nothing actually happened. But that was an interesting scene, though. That was an interesting dynamic. I love the challenge of playing against the way Savvy plays Phoebe, because you have to be extra obvious with everything you do, because Phoebe's so beautifully oblivious, bless her heart. So I have to like really be explicit. And I feel like that's as close as Bastion got to being. This is a guy who tries to speak in poetry, so he's nothing is ever say what you mean. I think that was as close as he got, and that was interesting for me to play that, but still not quite enough, and also not quick enough, apparently. So we'll see what happens later on. But I had great fun, just what I needed. I'm so damn tired, I'm going to pass out immediately after this. So thank you for making my Monday nights, as you always do, family. Much appreciated.
And Noir.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Bloody boy.
I got the blue eye. I got the blue eyes back. Yay. Yeah, this was extraordinarily fun. I loved how you handled Glimpse the End or Glimpse the that spell. That was fucking cool.
Oh yeah, I came up with that idea last week, and I was like, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to use Glimpse the End to do an intervention on Lorenzo, and the only two things I knew, I'm going to cast Glimpse the End on you, and I'm going to pimp slap you to cast it. That was set in stone. There's going to be a smack across the chops. It's a touch spell, so I was going to pimp slap you, and I'm happy that part worked out.
But yeah, that was extraordinarily cool. I love how that was handled. Whatever happened at the end with Pickle, you're about to turn me into Pickle Karen because I need resolutions right now. I need a resolution. I want to know what the fuck just happened. And also, I got Rumble. I got Rumble back. I'm so happy about Rumble. But
Funny
yeah,
when
this was... No, go ahead.
when you made that horse, and I was like, I'm gonna throw you out of Zobek immediately. Am I gonna get you to get that horse along? And it just worked out somehow a couple of episodes later.
Paladin, baby. But yeah, oh man, I forgot what I was gonna say. But everything about this was fantastic. I look forward to Mondays so hard because I remember what I was gonna say. There's no better experience than being in the chat, ready to just hop on that ship and set sail, and then just watching you crush it. Just the mutual hate that we all got in chat, the anger. It's a lot of love, but also fuck.
I was like, who are we fighting? Lydia, apparently. Look, only half of that is my fault.
I mean, we were getting hyped up. We got the ship going. You know, we started designating crewmates, and then you just iceberged us.
I mean, you were doing a lot of it to yourself. I
We
will say
need
that.
resolutions right now.
A lot of it to yourself. But I'm also happy to help to hold the ice pick while you ram it into your own hearts. But that being said, we are, of course, having a lot more things to explore with these chuckle fucks here, and we will. So please stay tuned for how this resolution will be delivered, because it's going to be interesting, and it's going to be dramatic, and it's going to be slow burn, and it's going to be glorious and beautiful and a little bit emotional. And I can't wait, to be perfectly honest.
Fish BBEG confirmed.
We might get that. We are going to sign off for tonight, but do please stay in touch via Twitter. Do stay in touch via the Encounter Roleplay Discord, where screaming is already happening. And yes, you're welcome to vent there. You're welcome to share theories as to what's been happening with these people. Who is what? Who was that voice? What was that voice? And more importantly, I will put up the straw poll for the next autocrit. You can see that little heart next to Pickle. So she's going to take that over into next episode, and someone else will get another autocrit, including the GM might be on the table. But you can vote on that the whole week, and yeah, we'll keep you informed of everything happening there as well. If we want to do a quick round of sign-outs in the same order, starting with Pickle, Phoebe, Bastian, Lorenzo, where can we find you? And what should people send to make you feel better, like chocolate or wine or gummy worms?
Pastries, obviously, but
Nice.
no, I'm Draku. I stream here on Twitch at Draku3690. You can find me on Twitter at Draku. I'll be streaming Microsoft Flight Simulator tomorrow because that was super fun last week. And yeah, if you want to send me anything, send me kitten pictures. Kittens. That's my jam.
I
And
love
Savvy.
kittens.
I have a kitten
Hello.
somewhere.
Find him. I'm Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on the Twitters, where you can find me. I post every time and retweet every time I go live. I'm traveling this week, as you can probably tell, so my schedule's lighter than it usually is. But I'll be on my home channel tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, playing Dungeons and Dragons, where I play a tiefling wizard who also has a lot of emotional issues going on. And then on Saturday, I have a premiere of a new show that we're doing. It's called Saturday Night's Star Power, and we're playing a new rules light tabletop game called Overarms. It's inspired by JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and Fate and other series like that. So if you like that kind of thing, come hang out with us on Saturday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Those are both at twitch.tv/game nights, game with 2 G's and nights with a K. That's where I'll be.
Hi. At Colin. God, I'm so tired. Colin at Colonomicon on Twitter. Also Twitch, Discord, etc. Most socials. Let's see. What am I doing this week? Well, I was gonna have a show, but then I died, and then everyone else died, so there's no show anymore. And then, oh well, no, there is still a show. That's right. So, yeah, I'm a little bitter, but yeah, I'll show up for the Q&A. So Wednesday night, 6 to 9. The cast of Cult I Am Pilgrim from Encounter Roleplay, most of which are not alive. Well, the characters are dead. The players are fine. Are going to be doing a Q&A, kind of roundtable thing, about what it was like making a really creepy, fucked up horror game and how you can too. Short answer, talk to each other all the damn time. Communication. If you want to hear an hour of that, please, by all means, hang with us on 6 o'clock. I don't know if we're doing a full 6 to 9. I actually don't know if we're doing a full 3-hour session. But whatever. It'll start at 6, and come talk with us, and we'll take your questions and chat all about it. But then what I really want to talk about is Friday night, the grand finale of Wild and Chaotic. If you're not up on it yet, walk away right now because I'm about to drop spoilers. All right, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was dead and now I'm not. So I think you should tune in just to see what the fuck's up with that. That's going to be wild. Captain Kit died at the end of episode 6. I was gone for all of episode 7, and I will be returning for the finale. How, you might ask? Is he a zombie now of some sort? Is he undead? What's going on? Tune in to find out, because I don't even know yet. But it's going to be great to find out together. Oh, fuck me sideways. Don't ever do that without warning me. And anyone else? No one else noticed? Okay. Hey. Don't look at me like I'm crazy. I know what I saw. Yeah, that's it. The Encounter Roleplay season is ending, so we all get to breathe for a moment. And we are looking forward to seeing you all back next season. In the meantime, you'll find me on Twitch doing some occasional video game streams, probably. I got nothing but time, so yeah, that's where I'll be at. And see you all Friday. Yes, please. Thank you. Okay, that's all.
Noir.
Hey, I'm Noir. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch as The Noir Enigma. You can find me on all the other socials. That is your Instagram, SoundCloud, and TikTok as Noir Enigma. Wow. Okay, so going through the schedule. Of course, Mondays here. You can find me, Color Press. This is Deep Magic. You can also check out the VOD of Dr. RPG. We've been having some fun this season. Definitely recommend checking that out. This Wednesday, over on Bright Dystopia's channel, we're having a big old fucking game of Among Us with a bunch of people that I've played with. We've got With the Brick's gonna be in on it. Of course, Bright Dystopia themselves. You got Bella, who played Cassiopeia from Clockwork Vines, aka my nemesis. I'm just gonna take a moment to say, wherever you are, Bella, I hope you're having a bad day. So go ahead and please check that out. Then on Friday, you can find me over on Chromatic Chimera. We are doing a Zyhander game, and sorry, Ryan, you know I had to do it. On Friday, you can find me on Chromatic Chimera. We're doing a Zyhander game called Bloody Portrait. Very excited. Of course, we've all decided to be extra on that as well. So come check out what ridiculous costume we put on for that one as well. That'll be a good time. Then on Saturday, so sorry, I forgot. Tomorrow is the premiere of Degrees of Madness over on LFM. It is a Call of Cthulhu game with the fine people for Perception Studios. So it's basically Avenue Q meets Call of Cthulhu. So if you want to see me play Call of Cthulhu with a bunch of puppets, come check us out. It's tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So give it a look. It's a fun time. And Saturday morning, you can find me over on Critical Misses with Morning Ritual. Last week we had Bright Dystopia on. It was a blast. Before that, we had KP Photography on. It's just 3 to 4 hours of us shooting shit with some premier names in the TTRPG space. Highly recommend checking that out. And then finally, on Sundays, you can find me on my channel with Dungeons of Deep Dish, the one-on-one interview show, where we end with the one-shot. And monthly, I'll be doing Second City Saviors, a mass game over on Critical Misses. And that is it.
Hey, Noir, when do you eat or sleep?
I find that it's best to just do both of those at the same time. So,
Right.
I put a slice of pizza in my mouth before I go to bed, and I wake up and it's gone. I assume I ate it.
Because I also know you have something on Valdrian's channel in about 2 weeks, starting with myself involved, a Monster Hearts game. So that's what I'm plugging for you. That will be Thursdays.
So that is actually going to be
8
in
o'clock?
conjunction with the Second City Saviors. So it's all part of the same
stuff.
world. So things that happen from Saviors will affect the secrets of Inglewood Academy, which is the official name of that show now.
Nice. Yeah, I'm going to be in that. I'm playing a witch, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Very much so.
Smexy times in college.
With vampires and all of the good stuff. Yeah, that's the main one I'm doing in October, because we are on a break with Encounter Roleplay while we're preparing behind the scenes. But of course, you can catch lessons in deep magic one way or another. And I'm gonna end it there because we are already over. But check our socials if you're interested, and please do talk to each other, because that's what we're going to do now. And take care of each other and yourselves as well, so we can emotionally torture you next time, because we need normal people for that. Thanks from all of us for watching and for being with us, for catching up on the VODs, for checking out the Discord and checking out our other shows, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye.